Hello, hello, and welcome back. So, my name is William. We're doing the first Sunday of Advent, the chants for the Mass. This video, we're doing the Offertory, Ad te Domine, Levavi. And it's beautiful to be in Advent. I love Advent so much. My two favorite seasons are Advent and Lent. I know that's weird, but maybe that's because I'm Catholic. Catholics are kind of weird sometimes about that, but more on that later, maybe. Weird way to do an intro. Anyway, let's get into the chant before I say anything else. All right, before we start, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. Helps me out knowing that you guys appreciate the content and want to see more of it. So, and you show me that by, actually subscribing. So you can do it and watching the videos. So I see those go by. And yeah, so we're going to do this like we normally do. Sing through it. I'm going to comment on it as I go, as I think of things. And finally, at the very end, I am going to sing it all the way through, start to stop, without any mistakes, maybe. Yeah, and then that will be our offertory. So, if you want to skip ahead to that, I will put down after the live stream in the details section below all the timestamp for when I do the whole thing. But I don't know when I'm going to do it yet because it's a live stream. So, here we go. Now in this one, Ad te Domine, it's a mode 2 offertory. So we're going to use our, up to now typical mode 2 tone pitches, which is ending on F. So re is F, which means we're in, quote, air quotes, F minor. We're not going to run into any half steps on the low part, so don't worry about it. Sometimes we do, and then it's not F minor, it's something else. But for now, for today, it works in F minor. So we start actually our first note on C because it's a fourth below the final on re la, right? La, la. So Ad te Domine. Here's the incipit. Ad te Domine. Oh, you can already tell. Make sure you take a deep breath when you start that. And that the way those neumes are shaped, it feels like it takes longer to get up, because it does, and then slipping down on the slide. I just look at it and I see like a slide. You climb up and then you slide down. That's not at all what it's supposed to look like. That is totally anachronistic. But it's what I see when I look at it. So that basically it for that. Let's keep going. Levavi. Levavi animam. I ran out of breath because I took all my breath and I used it all up on levavi. And I didn't save anything for animam. And animam is the bigger word, so that was a mistake. But you can do it. How? Manage your breath towards the beginning, and then you'll have more at the end. Here we go. Levavi animam meam. See that? I just managed my breath a little bit more at the beginning. I was a little more careful to only let out as much as I needed to sing the notes. And the end was super easy to get to. So most of the errors you run into in singing, in the intermediate stage and the beginning stage have nothing to do with singing things impossible for you to sing. They more have to do with a lack of attention in the parts of your voice that need to be working properly. And once you get used to that, you can also lose attention and forget about it and then be like, oh, no, that's what beginners work on. But you do need to work on that. Breath is something that everyone needs to work on all the time and be thinking of a little bit, right? It's part of doing something. It's kind of like you would say someone riding a bike, it's kind of thinking about their balance the whole time. Even though it's not a conscious thing, it's there. But a beginner is super focused on that. So that's an analogy. I love analogies. Nothing really tricky in that other than the breath, making sure that goes. Deus meus, the next one. Deus meus, in te confido. Notice how quick I took those liquescents. In te confido. And I did close a little bit on that, but because it was going so fast, you probably didn't notice. I did not do in te confido. I didn't close on it, right? That wasn't, the whole note wasn't closed. It was in te confido. Anyway, that's how I do liquescence. Some people are more heavy on it. Some people don't do the close at all. It's just important to do all the same thing. That's why you practice. Non erubescam. So I won't be embarrassed, right? Non erubescam. That's pretty straightforward. Neque. Neque irideant me inimici mei. That inimici can be intimidating. Sorry. So the inimici, that is a major triad. Medievals would not have thought of it that way, but maybe they would have. I don't know. Maybe. I just need to look it up, but I didn't want to look it up. So, because I just thought of it. So, that major third there, major third, minor third, make sure you just have that in tune, and it kind of makes sense. In mode 2, you have the minor, and then you go down one, and then it's major, and that's just how it sounds. Et enim, not et enim, not enim, but et enim, right? Nim. I said nim, not the secret of nim. Et. Put a comment down below if you saw the secret of nim, or you know what I'm talking about. Scary movie. Et enim universi. Notice right there, I really like taking my time on large leaps so that everyone can tune it and so that it doesn't feel rushed, because a lot of times big leaps can sound rushed. Universi. It's kind of like, whoa, what happened? I like to take my time on it. Almost like, I'm a computer processing a bigger video, or like, a bunch of program things are running at once. Bigger leap, bigger process. Take a little bit of time getting there. Not like, ridiculous, but getting there, takes a little more. So it's one of the tricks to make it sound like a melody line rather than just kind of, it's effortless, everything's effortless. If I sang it effortlessly, without those kind of points of tension or points of stress, like walking up and down hills, here's what it would sound like. I'll start with univer. No, I'll start back at et enim. Et enim universi quid expectant. I mean, I didn't do anything there, but it just kind of like flattens everything. Or the opposite is et enim universi quid expectant. And that's I hate chant that sounds like that. Oh, I hate it so much. Because it just sounds so bad. Well, why does it sound bad? There was no rhythm. There was no nuance of rhythm. And really, the neumes might as well be polka dots on the page, because they were all disconnected and everything was just its own thing. Instead, I like putting them together. So 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3. That's how I just put that together. The whole thing. Listen to it. Et enim universi. Oop, I can't do the fingers thing as I'm doing it. It's hard to do that. You try doing it. Versiquit expectant. And it really makes the neumes hold together. And you can almost, in a sense, someone writing down the chant could write down exactly what you see on the page just by listening to you. That would be cool, right? So that's the goal, is that the listener, when the listener comes to look at the chant, they would go, that is the picture of what that looks like. Because chant, remember, is not, the notation was kind of intuitive. It was intuitive. It was just a reminder for something you had already memorized. So in a sense, the first thing you would do is just memorize it. And then you would write it down or look at your notes from last year to know how to sing it, just to refresh your memory. It was not a replacement for learning it. We have since lost the tradition of, choir master to, apprentice, choir master to apprentice, apprentice becomes choir master. We've lost that. And so you have YouTube channels like this one. We were very blessed that the church decided to write this stuff down, and many monks spent many years writing this stuff down. It takes a long time, and with this much intricacy. So we're kind of looking back, and in a way, what we have today is resurrecting something very ancient. And the way we see chant today is, in a sense, somewhat new. And I know that's a very controversial thing to say, but in a sense, it's very new because we have been cut off. And the tradition, if we were to sing chant in the classical era, in the 1700s, we would probably be shocked by how they sang it. I think we'd be shocked because most of the chants, they did falso bordone and they kind of added parts to it. But in order to do that, they kind of had to change the notes and everything and make everything really kind of one beat or whole notes. Very weird. And we would probably go, that's not chant. But they would say, oh, that's liturgical music. So we live in a very different age of kind of, a more historical approach to chant. But we don't actually know what it sounds like. So we're doing our best. And what I like to do is to look at what I have in front of me that's commonly available, and I like to interpret what I see on the page in an intuitive and not esoteric way. That's really important. What I do is not esoteric. I want it to be very practical and very intuitive, so that anyone can do it and anyone can kind of make the effort to learn how to do it. So that was a tangent, but it was a good tangent. So non confundentur, and then we'll go to the other part. So we have the expectant, and it's a low one, right? So let's start at qui te expectant. Qui te expectant, low. Non confundentur. Okay, so typical mode to ending doesn't mean not beautiful. Let's go back to the beginning. We're going to put a timestamp down at 13:55, and then we're going to sing it all the way through, start to finish, starting on a C in the key of F minor, and then we will call that an offertory. A beautiful one at that. Arte Domine, leva via anima meam, Deus meus, in te confido, non erubescam, neque irrideant me inimici Benedici mei, et enim universi qui te expectant, non confundentur. And that is an offertory. I'm so blessed to sing this music, and you're so blessed to be able to sing it too if you sing it on Sunday. If you don't, sing it on your own. These are great chants to sing at night before you go to bed. Great chants to play in the car. Find a chant CD. They're beautiful to relax to. My goodness. Singing them is another thing. It's a prayer. It's beautiful music. Amazing. Anyway, my name's William. This has been amazing singing with you guys. Stay tuned for our next videos. We're going to do the communion. We're going to do the offertory. We just did the offertory. We're going to do the communion. We're going to do the gradual, the Alleluia, all for the first Sunday of Advent. And I hope to see you in the next video. Bye now. God bless you all.